Yes, run fans, welcome back to Light It Up with me, Sam. You join me on a nice, easy warm-up jog on a Saturday morning, running down to Hove Prom Parkrun. Gonna be a good one today. Not too sunny, nice sea breeze, and we're loving life. Plan for today is to hopefully do a nice big negative split. I'm not going to be looking at my watch, I'm going to be doing it all blind again. Just going completely by feel. Going to start slow and just get quicker as I go along. I'm not going to do it by kilometers necessarily. I'm just going to do it by up and downs. Every time I go up and down, I'm going to get a bit faster and we'll see where we end up. Now, a very generous man by the name of Michael Aarons, check his running YouTube out, I'll link it somewhere here. He kindly donated me some Alphafly 3s, and all he wanted for them was some postage. So they cost me £13. Alphafly 3s, barely worn. What a kind man. So we're giving those a go today, and we're gonna see if they make me go fast or if I can rein it in a bit. It is humid. I'm already sweated and I'm barely at zone 2. There are so many people. This is quite intimidating.
3, 2, 1, go!
907 people at Hove Promenade today. Absolutely ridiculous numbers, and it felt like when I was walking down we were going to some proper event, as we've already got our first Hove Hunk taps off of the day. Hove Hunk copyright, Crown My Run, shout out to Jody. I thought I might see one of the Mills boys here today, but they weren't. They were obviously taking some crowns elsewhere. Even though there's just shy of 1,000 people, Hove Prom is no stranger to hosting many runners. Both the half marathon and Brighton Marathon finish on this hallowed turf. So yeah, we're in good hands, and it's the first time we're having a double funnel. It's a big thing for the run director to talk everyone through it. So you have 2 separate funnels because it was getting so busy, and it's such an incredible thing to see all these park runs just getting more and more people. I absolutely love the smaller, more intimate park runs like Clare Park Run near me in East Grinstead, but I also really do enjoy these busy ones, especially if you're going for a good time, going through a PB, having lots of people. Personally for me, it really eggs me on and gets me going that much faster, which leads me to the plan for today. Last weekend I went to Worthing and did Worthing Park Run alongside some friends, and I did it completely blind without my watch, and I didn't know any of the paces or heart rate. I just did it completely by feel, and that is exactly what I'm doing today as well, except I'm going to push it a little bit faster. Last weekend I averaged 4:30. I was going for like a 25-minute. I knew very early on that I was going a bit faster, but it felt good, and I just locked into a pretty steady rhythm at 4:30 per kilometre. Today, my aim was to sort of start at that sort of pace, if not a tiny bit slower, and then every time, so I can't do it by kilometres because I've got no laps on my watch whatsoever, so I have no idea of the exact distance, but I just thought every time I go round a 180-degree bend, I'm going to speed up a little bit. And Hove Park Run, or Hove Promenade Park Run, has got plenty of those. You go up and turn 180, as you can see here, then you go back down, you come up again and go back down again. So there's 4 turns in total. So I'm going to increase my speed each time, and we can track that with the kilometre markers that we now handily have. So for those of you new to the channel, a little quick update as I go through. Am I going to go through this gap? Am I going to be a little bit naughty here? Let's have a look. Ooh, squeeze through. Excuse me, chaps. Coming through. As I was saying, I've been injured for like the past 4 or 5 months, basically on and off. I've not run fast since February. My PB is actually here. I did it in like January time. I did a 19:24 in atrocious windy, stormy conditions. I absolutely love running in awful conditions. and I've been just slowly building back up, coming from different injuries. If you want to see more information about that, check out my training series that goes alongside these videos as well. But let's check into the first kilometer. What are we looking at? A 4:26, not bad considering I was going out to try and do like a 4:30ish pace. I'm pretty much locked in, as I think I can see the first, yep, it's a buggy dad coming on through. Very nice. We like to see that. The Hove hunks and the buggy dads and the buggy mums and the buggy aunties and the buggy granddads and whoever else. Look at that, it's steaming through. I decide to follow him on. So 4:30 or 4:26 to begin with, happy with that, but I'm now picking up that pace, and you can see at the top there at 4:26, we want to see that going a little bit lower. This is going into the wind this way, which actually on a really humid day like this, it's actually quite nice, that headwind. It's not like when you're cycling and it absolutely kills you. Just tuck in between a few people, but that breeze definitely helps. When you turn around, you notice its absence for sure. As we do another little cheeky run through, hopefully that will see the pace drop slightly. And the data, if you look to the top left hand corner at the beats per minute box, you can see that it's sort of recorded slightly differently. My camera I set and it was the wrong rotation, and you can't change it in the editing. So I've had to work some magic, and I've managed to get the data correct, but I had to do some cutting and pasting and making it work. So I apologize for the strange little box in the top left hand corner. Right, look at that pace. It's starting to drop. We've got plenty of people ahead of us to try and chase down. We don't want to go too hard, but these alpha flies are feeling lush. Before we move on though, I just want to put a massive plea out there to every single one of you. If you've not subscribed to the channel yet, please could you click that button? It would mean so much. I'm trying to get to 2,000 subscribers before I hit my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, and Copenhagen half marathon, which is on September the 14th. I'm trying to get to that milestone by then. It would mean a massive amount. I know it's a bit of a faff to find the subscribe button and click it, but come on, do it for me and I'll love you forever. And if you want to click like and leave a comment as well, I'll also love you extra. Approaching the first mile then for all you Imperial enthusiasts, and we've got a lovely 7:07 on our hands, and we've also got behind beautiful flippy floppy hair man in the red. He's got a very relaxed running style. Look at that, he's going round the outside. It's a big old group, and it does get a little bit narrow in places at Hove Prom, but it's never getting in the way, to be honest, and sometimes it's nice to hide behind people for a little bit. There's plenty of groups ahead of me, so I know, I'm confident that I can keep picking it up. I'm not going to be in no man's land, and I've got that incentive. That's the thing I love about Parkrun. Whether they know it or not, I'm racing these people in my head, and so I've always got that incentive. I'm trying to hold it back. This is the fastest, this is literally the fastest I've run in about 4.5 months, and so it's unknown territory for my Achilles and my hip and all those things that I've injured, but I've done so much strength work. As I said, check out my training series. I'm doing a new style, for me, new style anyway, it's been around for years and years, doing the Norwegian singles approach, and this is my first week, so this is my 3rd session doing that, as I aim to hit a new 10k PB in 9 weeks time. Now I've given myself 10 weeks to get back to fitness and prove to everyone that it can be done using this method. It's gaining lots of popularity on the internet with some really good results for people. Check out my training series to hear more about that, as we're putting a little burst of speed in to get around people, and we're heading towards the second 180-degree bend where I'm going to turn and I'm going to up the pace again. We're heading towards the 2nd kilometer, and I'm very interested to see what sort of pace I've done. It's a 4:20, so we have gone quicker, but not too quick. You know, I'm not aiming to get into the sub 4-minute kilometers today, because I know this is only my first week back doing any sort of sub threshold, any sort of pace, and so I am reining myself back. And a quick word on these Alpha Fly 3s. I am the world's biggest fanboy of the Alpha Fly 1s. I absolutely love them. And I haven't been able to get a pair of Alpha Fly 3s for cost purposes, and I've chosen different shoes. I've got the Asics Metaspeed Skies, the Paris, and I've also got the Adios Pro 4s, which I really love. That's what I did my PB here in the Asics, and I did my 10k PB in the Adios Pro 4s. And so I just wanted to try these ones out, but I didn't really have the means, or I couldn't really get away with it as we approach Mr. Super Bright Top and Run This City. And I get a little bit boxed in here, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't mind it too much. I just sit behind and I just wait my time. You can see me looking through to see when I'm gonna be able to get through. Normally in park runs, people are sort of at the same sort of pace. When you're doing a negative split like I am, or aiming to do, you are constantly running through people, so you don't normally have this problem if you're just going for a PB and you're going as quick as you can, because you don't really change the pace too much. But hopefully I'm going to be changing the pace quite a bit in this run. Anyway, back to Alphafly 3s. They're absolutely gorgeous. They don't feel faster than the Evo SLs that I wore last week. I've been going on about how good the Evo SLs as we approach the 22-minute pacer, so that's some good news. Getting on to him, there's a 20-minute pacer up ahead as well. There's not a 21, annoyingly, but I just sat in this pack for a little bit as we approach the halfway mark. The Alphaflys don't feel faster. I think once you start going slightly quicker than this, the carbon plate really comes into its own and you get that pop. But what I did notice was they really felt like they were protecting my legs more than the Evo SL by quite a long way. I've also got the Enitor insoles in them, and they've sponsored some videos in the past, but they've not sponsored this video. I'm just talking because I used them. And so I stuck the insoles into the Alphaflys, and they've got enough space because they're half a size bigger than I'd normally wear, but I thought it'd be good to wear them for marathons because your feet get bigger and stuff like that, and my shoes do run quite tight. I quite like that tight fitting on my feet, so I thought I'd go half a size bigger, and then I stick the insoles in them, and they were so comfortable. They did feel a little bit clunkier than the Evo SLs, but for long distances I can see myself really using them a lot. So yeah, big thumbs up to that, and again thank you to Michael Aarons for sending them to me for 13 quid. Absolute bargain of the century. Have a look at this pace though. We're into the lower 4s now as we approach that 3rd kilometre. I can see a buggy dad just ahead. There's a few Hove hunks run. There's one, perfect timing, running past at lightning speed, and it's a 4:12. Very nice. Maybe have I gone a bit too soon? Am I going to blow up? This is unknown territory because the only intervals I've been doing are this week, and they've been 3 minutes long, and I've done 3 of them, and 4 minutes long, and I've done 3 of them as well. So I'm pushing it a little bit, but again, the shoes, like I was saying, they're really protecting my legs. I've got zero Achilles ache or heat or anything like that, and that's down to a few key things. Number one is my new training or the strength work I've been doing, and I've got a new rule, which is I never up my mileage or the time that I'm running, so I do everything by time, by more than 10% based on the last 3 weeks of running. And that sounds very confusing, but all it means is whichever run, as we go through a second mile in 6:43, all it means is whichever run that you've done that is the longest in the last 3 weeks, you can't run 10% further than that. So if I've done a 40-minute run in the last 3 weeks, I can only go to 44. But then that instantly becomes my new longest run in the last 3 weeks. And so in that same week, I then have done like a 48-minute run, and then I've done a 50. So it sounds like you can't build up, but you can, just very slowly but very consistently. So there's no big spikes in mileage and time, and that's been really helping my Achilles, because towards the end of each of those runs that I've been doing this week, I've started to feel a slight bit of heat. And normally I would sort of run through that and I would push on and do longer things, but instead I've been stopping, and it's been allowing me to get to this point today where I ran 3k here, I then ran 5k, and I did a 1.5 kilometers warm down with no real issue whatsoever. And so it's clearly working. The shoes and the insoles have definitely helped during this run as well. And as I said, all the strength work, I've been doing 2 hours of strength work, been seeing Becky from Rift Fitness once a month, and she's been helping me with loads of ideas and keeping track of all my training as well. And so I've doubled my deadlift weight that I can do. So I think everything is helping. I'm basically getting a stronger arse, and that is supporting everything else that is going on lower. My hips, my knees, my ankles, the lot. So yeah, highly recommend making those changes. And as I've said many times before, check out my training series where I talk about it a lot more as we approach a Hove hunk. Can we get past them nice and quick? Oh, have a look at that pace. We've been running into the wind. I'm not sure if this next K is going to be as low. A 4:18, actually that's not bad. I thought it was going to be more sort of 4:20, 4:25-ish. It definitely felt a little bit slower as I was running into the wind. Even though it was cooling me a bit more, I was finding it harder, and there's less people, so I'm trying to jump up to the next group. And yeah, again, I wasn't sure, that I wasn't aware at this point that this was 4K, so I'm just slowly picking it up. I know that 180-degree turnaround is quite a long distance. At the end of this Hove Promenade park run, it feels like a long way away, as we try and get past Mr. Satchel Man as quickly as possible. That is one way to carry your belongings nice and safely on the mean streets of Hove. Through the last 180-degree turn then, no matter how fast you try and do it, it always does slow you down. But it certainly hasn't deterred the 907 people in attendance today, and they've all still run fantastic times, I am sure. I highly recommend Hove Prom. I really enjoy it. Hove Park is also really nice as we start to pick up the pace. So I've decided I was gonna just pick it up bit by bit as we approach the finish now. But you turn that 180-degree and you think you're almost there, but you're not. It's still a long way. We've got a few other gentlemen running alongside me. We've got white t-shirt and black t-shirt. Am I going to be able to take them on and overtake? They're picking it up as well, which is really nice to see, as we give a thanks to the marshal in the cool hat. Now this is where Hove being nice and wide is so perfect. You've got people on their first lap still, people running the other way, and then people finishing, and it's so wide that everyone's got space to be able to finish exactly how they want. No one's getting in the way of anyone else, and everyone can stay nice and happy on this glorious Saturday morning. Let's have a look at that. We're nearly into the threes. We're at the 4-minute pace. Now I've done pacing at Hove Prom quite a few times, I think 3 times, as we hit a 6:48 third mile. I've got no idea what that means because I work in kilometers, but that's for all you imperial perverts. I've paced it 3 times, the 20-minute marker, and I've always really enjoyed doing that, and I hope to be back soon pacing the 20-minute lot and also getting my sub 19 at some point in the near future as we go into the threes. Oh my goodness, it's like going into space. We haven't been here for a long time. We're going into 340s. Bit of a big sprint finish past Pink Alpha Fly's guy. Very nice. Into the 330s. Are you having a laugh? And here we go. We're seeing the double funnel. I decide to follow on as Pink Alpha Flies come straight back at me into the other funnel as well. And it's a 21:23. That felt absolutely brilliant. That was hard work, but I love running like that. And I cannot tell you, as we've got 2 Hove hunks in the double funnel as well. What an absolute glorious day for everyone involved. Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing to be back running, and I cannot tell you how much I've missed it. I'm sure anyone that's been injured will be able to attest that feeling when you first get back. And for the first time, I feel like I've actually cracked it, and I've been able to run 3 harder sessions this week. I've done a parkrun where I've actually run the sort of paces I'm used to for these sorts of efforts. I've still got a little bit of way to go, but we're definitely getting there, and that fitness is going to come on week by week. And this new training method that I'm using is just going to be relentless fitness gains, hopefully, without putting myself too much into injury risk or in the hurt locker where you put yourself in a hole that you can't get out of. It's all about keeping it just below that threshold level so you can run again and fight for the next game. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Be sure to check out my Instagram. I'm trying to get to 2,000 followers by the time I do Copenhagen half marathon. And if you follow me on Instagram and follow the instructions on my pin post, you might be able to win a pair of Adidas Evo SLs. You just have to watch a Copenhagen video that I make in the middle of September. So check that out. It'll be fantastic to share and buy some shoes for someone who I'm sure thoroughly deserves it, and they can enjoy the absolute brilliant properties that those shoes have. Right, here's me getting my barcode scanned. Thank you to all the volunteers, you absolute legends. Shout out to the 906 other people who ran today. Absolutely incredible. Get involved, come down to Hove, and I'll be pacing the 20 minutes very soon as well. See you then. Yeah.
There we go then, run fans. That was so busy. I'd have told you how many people there are because of the results, but that's insane. It's intimidating. For your first park run, if you turn up there, you're thinking it's like a proper race. It's very friendly, but just that initial impression when you're walking down and everyone's walking along, it feels like a big marathon. It's absolutely crazy, but everyone's super friendly, so yeah, maybe that's just me, but yeah, that was nuts. Ran really well, really happy with that, and yeah, a little cool down. I'm gonna be aching and stiff in the morning for sure, but it's all part of it. And I've got an easy run tomorrow hopefully, and then 4 days walking, which will hopefully loosen it up. But I wanted to put in a little bit of a dig. I didn't go crazy at the end, didn't go full sprint, just kept it easy. Well, not easy, you know what I mean. Within my range, and yeah, it was still hard. I was trying, don't get me wrong, but yeah, loved it. Right, remember to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 2,000. Let's do it. Right, peace, love ya.